cool, right? Want to know where I got it? Well, look, go to CS.MONEY. It's a trade platform and a marketplace at the same time. Just choose, click, and get. Good luck, bro.
Hello everyone, and welcome back to our final map of the second best of 3. It is, of course, Aster versus wNv, after Aster barely clinching out the win on the second map. Let's see how they're going to perform here on Nuke, because Nuke, this being the decider, I think I've seen Aster play it. Don't really call them securing a victory, but here, wNv starting things off on the worst possible side. On the T side of Nuke. Not the start they were looking for, but they might be in position to pick up the pistol round. So far, so good. XZ finds the first opening kill here in Rick, and looks like, yep, A13 spots the guy in Mini. It's gonna take him out. Bomb goes down, FB. Looking for the players here, just people up in the heavens. FB desperately looking for some of these engagements here in A13. Not gonna find anything as of yet. Now he's gonna pop out from Mini. Good shots from him. There's Mr. Mao chiming in as well. Gas as well. Jing, last man standing on the bomb set right behind the nuclear core. Gas will secure the final kill. That's gonna be a victory here for Aster. And wNv, you have to admit, they started things off very well. They begin the round going on the A bomb set. The upper side. To me, that's a pretty reasonable place. On the T side, I think it's somehow easier and somewhat easier to pick up the pistol round victory on the terrorist side of Nuke than on the C side, and wNv start things off so well. The first are able to find the opening kill, and as they do commit to the bomb site, they're actually even in position to plant the bomb. I thought that's a winnable situation for them, but then Aster committed a very swift retake. Players coming out from Mini, from the heavens, as well as I think from the vents. Not so sure about that one though. But here, Aster 1-0, and wNv responded with a force buy. Nice headshots coming in. The scout actually getting a lot of good work here, but Zan with the deagle. So have to be quite careful about those deagle headshots. The grenade, he evades it. Of course, this force fight this far is nowhere near to be a success for wNv. That's an interesting position here from Rick with the Nova. USP, there we go. USP headshots come through. And now someone else, FB to contest with. They can recover an AK-47 for their troubles. It is going to be 2-0 for Aster. They will extend their lead because that round was a force buy. And because it was a force buy, they have barely any money to work with here. Now, if you guys want to get, not necessarily money, but you want to get some pretty items in your CSGO inventory, be sure to head on over to CS.MONEY, because you can get a 30% bonus with your first deposit, 25% bonus to all future deposits, and 20% whenever you're going to be making purchases with the new special buy mode. You can also save up 2% when making trade-ins with CS.MONEY. It's your Steam nickname. For now, wNv fully committing on the bomb side, finding some success here, actually even a bomb plant, and Jing picks up 2. So this being full eco, they're accomplishing some miraculous things. Oh, that's odd. I thought XZ's just gonna... Oh, okay, he wants to retrieve the Creed. Okay, that's understandable. Bianc gonna pop out here for the blue hut, looking for the player here. If only XZ would have been on the hut itself. Maybe this will take down Bianc, and here a length-free spray from Mr. Mao. But nonetheless, it is a round victory for Aster, as now they're sitting at 3-0.
Bomb has been defused. Counter-terrorists win.
Being chucked in. The wild spray there onto Streaky, but not gonna find anything as of yet. The players from Aster do respond. Rick's lucky break was quite successful. Jing. There's a player that's close by the smoke need, but actually no, that's not Mr. Mao, that's 813. He's gonna realize that once the smoke is fade, it's pretty difficult to hold that position, so he's gonna back away, play it safe. And that's what the play is here. Rick going to spray the blue hut. Those bullets connect, but so do the ones on Rick's face. That's Mr. Mao with a kill. We're about to see a lot more players coming through. The players pushing through, but they're not finding a lot of success here. Day line up for Mr. Mao. And Mr. Mao may not be the one to find the final kill. It might as well be gas. Oh yes, the player's fully blinded. That's 4 rounds here for Aster and wNv. Only 2 players. No, not even 2. Just 1 player kind of invests here. So absolutely, you make the investment here. You don't even second guess it. It's interesting. Talk about that you don't have to second guess in this purchase, and yet you have guys like FB who have the bottom of the tree. The other guys just on the pistols, which is a very odd choice. Let's see, smoke being coming out. Flash rings in as well. Let's see, 813. Looking for. There we go. The op bullets connect. There's still going to be a couple more players to find here, but it shouldn't be a difficult situation here. Can be. But the scout overlooking for the aggressive play, which did happen a couple of rounds prior when we did see the aggression with Rick up the lobby stairs, down on towards the silo, picking up a kill there with the USP. Cammy's going to make sure that's not going to happen, at least not in this round. But of course, wNv, they can't stand around here and outside forever. They need to make a commitment on one of the bomb sites. But before they do so, walking out there and outside. Nice shots from 813, drops the bomb carrier. So the plan of planting the bomb is basically a dud. Oh, there you go. Maybe it's not a dud after all. Cracks here looking for the player up the heavens. But no, it's not some Jing now remaining. And actually, I like this play from Jing. The next round will obviously be a purchase from wNv, and Jing's going to save the op. And Aster going to be sitting comfortably now at 5-0. That's the lead they've been looking for. Especially being on the CD side of Nuke. Absolutely. Very aggressive angle to take. It's good. It's a 1 kill, but that's the problem. He does not consider back and wait, continues on spring there, and wNv, I mean, they have the manpower to at least get a refrag in that position, and that's what happens. A 4 versus 4, which is a pretty good start here for wNv, and there we go. With that kill from Zan, the A bomb set has fallen. Zan's gonna throw down the Molotov up here in the heavens, so there's not gonna be a commitment from the Aster players, at least not yet. Xander from lobby. He is going to get it on Bianca. That is now the player drop, leaving Gas and Mr. Mao in a pretty difficult position here. Jing, oh, at least it looks back at the right timing to still get the kill on Gas. But overall, that's going to be the first win here for wNv. It took them a while, but they finally accomplished it. As for the CTs, they still have money by their side. The only player who's lacking in the money department is going to be Gas. But then he has his wealthy teammates who can very easily drop him a gun. No questions asked.
Terrorists win.
Bianc. That's where the kick things off here for the CTs. Aster. Looking for some more opportunities here. Of course, you have A13 who's looking things towards outside. Looking for the players to cross. They've already done so. And I'm not sure if Aster are aware of it. Now they are. Molotov is in. You're gonna know what's going on here. wNv have crossed safely towards the secret area. Not on the bomb site just yet. A13 though wins the gunfight against Jing. And the wNv player's gonna have to hurry up. He can't just stay around here any longer. FB. Nice shots from him. As he actually forced out a player to retreat from the heavens, and wNv will have a quick and swift change of plans. Instead of going towards B bomb site, the upper side is where it's at. A bomb plant will take place. Cammy looking for the frag here. He's gonna get it on Bianc. Nice way to kick things off. A13, last man standing. Can't really accomplish anything. Maybe he should even consider going for the save. I mean, he's only got an op and the armor to work with. No defuse could even attempt this round, so absolutely. If you're A13, you go out there and you save that gun. As for the remaining wNv players, well, congrats. Not only have they won this round, but they've more or less are on the brink of breaking the opponent's economy if they haven't done so already. Bianc and Mr. Mao are looking in a pretty good economical state. Already they're sitting at $4,000, but Rick, after the round is over, actually also has $4,000, so I think we see a purchase from Aster in this upcoming round. Absolutely. Gas needs to drop one of his teammates, probably Mr. Mao or Bianc, and that's going to be a good looking purchase. There we go, it's happening here for Aster. Early engagements going on, and they favor the terrorists. Cammy, great way to kick things off. Bomb site. Good pick coming out there from XC. The players grouping up as expected to be. Lower bomb site hit is looking good so far. I don't see a single soul here from the CTs. In fact, now they make the rotation for the upper bomb site for the vents. Two of them are here, and the third man has joined them. They're still retaking on the lower bomb site. A difficult task here, but Jing misses his bullets, and an opportunity arises here. Mr. Mao has picked up two, even the third one for him. Those extra bullets in the M41S are paying dividends for Aster. And Cammy, a lonesome man surviving. Rick's gonna, maybe it should be Mr. Mao sticking the defuse. I mean, after all, he's got the defuse. Gas though. What is, oh, I've not seen such a wallbang. That's actually pretty neat. You can actually wallbang that wall in decon. I'm yet to see such a play. That's actually pretty interesting. I have seen, you know, wallbangs. Well, not necessarily a wallbang, because like through the orange doors, I've seen like a player getting a kill while it's being behind the double orange doors onto a ramp because he was able to line up an angle. I've never seen actually that frag coming in there from decon. That would have been impressive. That would have been one way to stop the bomb defuse. But Mr. Mao, I mean, if only he would be the one going out there sticking the defuse, there wouldn't be no problems whatsoever. Here though, Aster doing some damage on the health of wNv, whereas Cammy heading over towards outside. He does not have a teammate backing him up, or actually he does. That's going to be XZ right behind him. What's the position there of Gas? Is he in mini? Oh yeah, he's in mini, alright. The only guy who's again looking towards outside, A13. When he's doing it in a very far back fashion, he's very much far away. And I wouldn't understand if he's got a sniper rifle with him. That's no sniper rifle. That's just your standard run-of-the-mill M4A4. That shot's coming in from Zan. Getting the kill on one of these players. Now he's going to be looking for more. 4 players here for Aster, and they're dropping right now. One more player to contest with on the upper side. They know the positioning here of A13. He's a goner. That's the problem. He's allowed those players to cross relatively safely and even escape because his weapon of choice, DM4, he did not have an AWP invested. And that's going to come back to bite Aster because not only did he lose this round, the upcoming round forced him to go on a double eco. Gas, so little money to work with. His teammates, however, $2,000, $3,000 each. So I think it's just the eco in this round, and they'll be right back in it. Nice way to kick things off wNv. Confidence to go out here again on the upper bomb side. So they got a little crossfire set up here for the vents. Cabby went into this trap, and actually with the refrag, there's one. The opposite goes down. That's a victory here for wNv. When you're hiding the upper bomb side, you need to make sure to eliminate the blue HUD player. There's obviously Molotovs you can be thrown out from not necessarily T-spawn, but on top of the roof, on top of lobby. But we didn't see any utility usage coming out from wNv. They're just barreling their way through with the rifles, and thus far these trades are still good for Aster. There's one problem for Aster, and that's the lack of defuse kits, meaning they need to hurry up on the retake. 813 alongside his buddy Bianc picking out here from the heavens, and of course you do have Mr. Mao making his way through the mini garage. 813 knows and seems to be aware of the position of the player. Now someone's gonna have to stick it, and who will it be? Looks like it is gonna be his buddy 813. Mr. Mao needs to find the kill, and he gets it. But is there enough time, however? I don't think there is. There isn't. There is no time there, and it is a victory for wNv Aster. They do not secure that round, and it's only Mr. Mao surviving from the explosion. Oh no, that's not how they were supposed to see that round come out. Aster wanted to secure the victory, but they just couldn't get it done. Pistols across the board for everyone for Aster except one. That's Mr. Mao who saved the weapon from Kami. Gotta find the player here, Bianca, and suddenly, you know, what started out as a very good half here for Aster. I mean, they were leading the game 5-0. Yeah, they were leading the game 5-0. Is suddenly going to be an even up scoreline for wNv, so the terrorists are really finding a decent amount of success here throughout the first half of the game, surprisingly enough. Damage being dealt on my Mr. Mao. That's the only guy who's probably capable of getting some of those kills. The pistols, sure, possible, but they need to get pretty close to get it done. Mr. Mao again, peeking out here. It's odd that he decides to evade the bullets by jumping up there. Now Gas on top of the blue HUD looking for players to push on out here, and this is not good, wNv. They're losing the pistols. Mr. Mao has done enough. Not only do Aster win the round, but they recover weapons from the opposition, and that's going to be 7 here for Aster. I thought wNv in a position to equalize the scoreline, but not in this case. It is going to be wNv with the investment. Of course, they're back right at it, but if they end up losing this one, money's going to be in the bin, and knowing that this is coming to a close here in the first half, that's really dissatisfying. Let's see, however, smoke of walls, that's pretty standard practice here outside. Bianca looking for the frag. Zan's gonna peek. No flash, no nothing. He just believes he got what it takes to win the gunfight, and he simply cannot do it. This leaves the 4 remaining players from wNv to stick together and go towards the lower bomb site. Maybe they have a swift change of plans and head on over back on the A side, but thus far, that's not looking likely. Let's see. They've taken over the lower bomb site. Decon controls well. Now Bianca has passed from the reactor core to get a kill. We do see a bomb coming in from wNv, and XZ's aware of the push from the vents. Nice shot from him. This puts wNv in a still somewhat of a winnable position. There is one problem. Aster are aware of the spots of these players. Jing, though, does get the kill here. Nice crossfire being set up in 813. He is a bit away from the action. He should be there. Good for the 1 kill. Not sure why Jing decides to cross there, or did he want to get the kill? XZ, though, aware of the Jing of 813. It's an AK versus op. The AK reigns supreme. 7-6 is the scoreline here, and the players from wNv, they didn't lose it. Quite the contrary. They've won it. And if anyone's having some issue on the money, it is kind of for Aster. Look at this, Gas. 5-7, Rick on the Nova. It's the other 3 players who've got loads of money to invest. That's one way to kick things off. You're with the Nova, you're playing aggressively in the blue hut. But that push, maybe it's a bit too much. Like, already, you're Aster. You've got 5 versus 4. That's good enough for you. No need to go anymore for that aggressive peek. Doors opened. And it wasn't no magic spell. It was obviously the players from wNv who have opened up the doors. And Gas, he's done so much good work here previously with the 5-7 on top of the blue hut. He's looking for the players to pounce. It has become very common to pre-aim that position of the hut, but of course, they're going down. At least one of the players is Gas. They don't seem to check him, and of course, he made a lot of noise here, but Gas still finds the kill on Cavi. Not a bad situation here for Aster, whereas the remaining wNv players, they're hitting the B bomb set through the lower ramp, to be exact. Or is it, though? Look at this, XZ might actually look for a frag here up the heavens. If he gets it, then we might see a change of plans here for wNv. And let's see, Mr. Mao seems to be aware of this push, looking for the players to pop on out here. Doesn't see anyone as of yet, but with 22 seconds remaining, they really need to make their way on one of the sites. These sites is where it's at. Gonna clear things out, get the kill on 1. They're of course not gonna have a chance to peek out from Decon, but they will, however. Gas looking for the frags here, picks up the B, will get the frag in FB, leaving Jing in a 1 versus 3. He was the bomb planter. He's simply running out of time and life. 8 rounds here for Aster, as wNv are not able to secure a consecutive round victory.
Bomb's been defused. Counter-terrorists win.
wNv, of course, last round, first half. Did need to make the purchase work, and the purchase did not succeed here. Well, 9-6 scoreline into that wNv. But want to make sure they try their hardest to come out on top here. So far, the impulsive push ain't too successful. Mr. Mouse here from Blue Hut gonna secure the last kill for Bianca. 9-6 is gonna be our scoreline here, which for Aster, it's not too bad. But if you realize the half they started off things with, I mean, that was a 5-0 scoreline, and I was thinking that Aster gonna run away with this first half relatively easily, but wNv, you know, that's of the mid portion of the half. They bounced back, this secured 6, so the game is definitely still on. It's not necessarily a easy victory for Aster as some might anticipate it. There's still a fighting chance for wNv. commitment here down the vents for Mr. Mao. He's going to try to lift his teammates on toward the bomb site. Rick gets the kill here, Jing, and this is where Aster is going to continue on pushing down the lower. There's still one more player here right in the corner. Rick doesn't check him, but at least there's a refrag, and 813 still gets a kill here. Cammy, nice shots coming in from him. Now they're heading over towards ramp, but meanwhile, I mean, Cammy, you're in a pretty difficult position here, buddy. 1 versus 3 on the lower bomb site of B. It's not looking too good. Looking towards the control room. Orange doors, so many players who need to check. That's a double peek, but it's both the kills for Cammy. Bianc needs to respond here, and he does not check the player. That's a victory here for Aster. Probably even a must-win victory if they still want to secure themselves the spot in the playoffs. And now wNv, a couple ways to respond, but a force fight or an eco. They choose the eco. They realize here on the CT side of Nuke, they're in a fine position to close out this game, so they don't need to choke out the money just yet. Just wait for them to lose this round. Then you're going to see the profit investment. So many different angles. They're gonna overwhelm the defensive relatively easily, and now 11 rounds will be upon them.
Bomb has been planted.
There's a victory here. There we go. That's going to be the players here to now invest. Absolutely, wNv need to make the purchase work here. Utility usage coming out from Aster, but Mr. Mao will burn to his teammates Molotov. Even though there's 2 tests for Aster are looking good to shut it down, there's still one player in the upper. But at that round ended as quickly as it started. 813 wanted to pick up the M4, but of course he didn't want to get consumed by the flames. Though he didn't lose a lot of HP there. He could have very easily just jumped in the flames, recovered the M4, and the round would be over by that point. Aster in a really good situation right now. Take a look at what they've got to offer here. I mean, it's the rifles up against the pistols of wNv. Gotta be an easy cleanup here for Aster, and so far so good. It looks like 13 rounds will be upon him. Guy in the fence. Mr. Mao is very quick on those frags. And talk about Mr. Mao, like the man's sitting on 27 kills. He's been performing really well for Aster. Some impactful kills on the C side as well as the T side right now. And Zan left on where? Oh no, he's in blue HUD. He's gonna go down to gas. That's 13 rounds for Aster. As for wNv, must win rounds moving forward. Absolutely. If they don't end up winning the upcoming rounds, things are looking pretty difficult here for them. I mean, yes, but the scoreline was 9-6. they could have lost the pistol round, the first gun round, whatever. They still have rounds to work with, but this is where the things are looking dire. You know, Aster on 13 rounds, for them, they ultimately need to secure 3 more until they win. Not only the second map, the full best of 3. That smoke grenade lands a bit too late, allowing Z to get the initial pickup. So far, wNv starting to drop on the right foot, but Rick, nice headshot from him. Gas even gets a kill here in Cami. Now the bomb site has fallen. Look at this. 2 players out towards ramp. There is one huge issue. Aster can now go wherever they want. The B side, the A side, they've got map control everywhere. XZ and Zan, if they want to go for the retake here, it's going to be super difficult. Zan, nice shot there on Mr. Mao. And looks like, yep, it's the change of plans. They realized that the last 2 defenders seem to be close by the lower side. Maybe towards ramp. And they're going to punch in those digits on the A side, leaving XZ and Zan on the save. Absolutely. They can't really go for this one. They might want to, absolutely, but it is too difficult. They just need to save the weapons. It's interesting how wNv are out here in lobby. This is where they desperately need to save their weapons, and yet they're still going for some of these engagements here. That is very perplexing, because with this loss, wNv will have barely any money to invest. That grenade, though, could be deadly, or in fact, the bullets are. So now, not even a single op to work with. It's gonna be another eco here, and if they would have saved both the ops, I definitely see a world in which they can deal some damage. Oh no, it's not an eco. Absolutely not. It is a force buy straight up out of with those weapons. The MP9, the Scout, 2 for Monsters, the M4. No defuse kits, some utility, but not a lot. XZ. Let's get the tag here in P1. I guess that's one way to kick things off, but gas from Silo. 1. That's another kill for Mr. Mao. He's about to hit his 30. Grenade being chucked in. A13 seems to be aware of such push being a possibility. I wonder if Cam is going to go for it. I mean, there's a lot of risk involved with such a play. Not only would you have to go up the smoke grenade, but you'd be going up the staircase. And Cammy, nope, timing's not there. It leaves FB and Zan in a pretty difficult situation here. FB from the mini, only good for the 1 frag. It is going to be 15 here for Aster. Not a single CT round for wNv. Before we go any further, shout out to our sponsors, CS.MONEY. Get a 30% bonus with your first deposit, 25% bonus to all future deposits. Save 20% if you're going to be using the new special buy mode, and you can also save 2% if you add CS.MONEY to your Steam profile for those trade-ins. wNv desperately looking for the victory here right now. I mean, 9-6, 11-6, 13-6, 15-6. Not a single round being picked up for wNv, which is very, very dissatisfying, you know? You're hitting into that second half, you're thinking, right, we got ourselves a good chance to close out the map here. But Aster, so good right now. Actually, okay, that's pretty weird. I thought Rick's gonna get that kill. I mean, the door has a little gap there in the middle, just enough for Rick to get that kill. And so far, so good for Aster. They're gonna continue with the bomb site push, but there's Cammy and Zan. Leave it all up to Cammy right now. Only 2 more players surviving here for Aster, and only 1 for wNv. Cammy out there on the upper bomb site. Once you realize the bomb is planted here on the B site, well, not sure if he's capable of winning the retake. He's going down the ladder, and his feet are going to be visible. That is it, ladies and gentlemen. Aster finally win the best of 3, and they've secured themselves a spot in the playoffs. That's going to be it here for the likes of wNv. They're out here in the group stage. We won't see any more of them, but there's still 1 more game remaining. That is going to be Boot Latau against Beyond. That is our final matchup here of the group stage. So guys, be sure to stay tuned, as we'll be right back with our final best of 3.
Bomb has been planted.
Cool, right? Want to know where I got it? Well, look, go to CS.MONEY. It's a trade platform and a marketplace at the same time. Just choose, click, and get. Good luck, bro.
I live inside my own world of make-believe. Kids screaming in